Discussing unpredictability, Ramirez exhibit the same quality. Interestingly, it was Ramirez, the architect of the Labyrinth, who found the situation most surprising. Hold on, I was just about to tackle the isolation issue. Or perhaps, I'm not concerned about that anymore. Something even more dire has occurred. Vega's isolation hierarchy was completely shattered, and that in itself was a shock. However, what left Ramirez utterly astonished was the intrusion of an adversary boasting an unimaginable existence value into the Labyrinth. The existence value of the hostile entity has been assessed. The hostile entity is identified as Insect Lord Zelanus, with an existence value of 114 million. A 114 million existence value is characteristic of a creature at the Genesis level. Quite challenging, isn't it? I mean, you can honestly call it impossible if you want. Ramirez teased, though her voice lacked energy. Fortunately, they were promptly aware of our arrival. If someone as formidable as Zelanus had caught them off guard, they would have been defeated without a chance. The instantaneous defeat of Zegion served as undeniable evidence. While everyone else succumbed to despair, Diablo found amusement in the situation. It's quite amusing that he managed to defeat Zegion. Shall I handle him? Impossible. You're being overly confident, even you. We won't know until we try. Well, truth be told, none of them, including Benimaru Dono, are in good physical condition. Diablo Dono seems to be the only one capable of handling them, so it seems we have to entrust this task to him, don't we? Trainee's accurate observation left no room for debate. With Gabble, Ranga, Gopta, Rigard, and others incapacitated or en route, Diablo emerged as the only viable option. Cherries, the trainee sisters, and the 4 great dragon kings comprised the remaining force, deemed a last resort. Given the circumstances and the absence of objections, the unanimous decision was made for Diablo to confront Zelanus, despite Zegion being the expected choice. The interior of the labyrinth quaked once more, signaling an impending threat drawing near to Dino and his companions. Something doesn't feel right. You're not the only one, Pico. I'm getting a bad vibe too. Cracks appeared in the labyrinth's ceiling as layers of the maze succumbed to an unimaginable force. Normally, breaching the labyrinth's defenses would be impossible, yet an extraordinary power was tearing through dimensions before Dino's eyes. While there were individuals in the land of monsters capable of penetrating labyrinth layers with immense power, the current phenomenon differed. Ramirez Labyrinth was notorious for being easy to escape but challenging to enter. Magic perception became unreliable several floors away, making it impossible to teleport to a specific person. However, a fierce presence, devoid of any intention to conceal itself, was advancing towards Dino and his group. While someone familiar with the labyrinth's intricacies might predict their location, Dino was clueless about anyone meeting such criteria. Moreover, it was rare for someone to break through the labyrinth hierarchy, narrowing down the possibilities for the intruder's identity. Who could it be? Dagrel might be at war with Luminas, or perhaps Feldway or Zelanus. But who else? Attempting to identify the intruder proved futile as time was of the essence. Dino acknowledged that asking rather than pondering was the quicker route. Hey, Ramirez. I'm busy right now, catch you later. Wait, who's attacking? There was no time for an answer. A peculiar creature descended from the cracked ceiling. It was unmistakably Zelanus, a formidable figure. More distressing was the individual Zelanus held in his left hand, the labyrinth's strongest warrior. No way. Zegion has been defeated. Zegion, unable to fathom his own defeat, was carried away by unconsciousness. In this moment, there were 2 distinct groups among the onlookers, those who remained composed, Shuna, Geld, and Beretta, and those visibly distressed, exemplified by Apito. Upon seeing Zelanus, Apito impulsively leaped towards him, shouting Zegion, but was halted by Geld. Kumara and the others were in a state of disbelief, shocked by the surreal scene. Unable to reconcile Zegion's known strength, they struggled to accept the harsh reality. This is no time for jests. In response, Shuna directed the team to withdraw. Despite wearing the resurrection bracelet for contingencies, she was cautious about avoiding capture. Beretta assessed the exit route and took measures to ensure everyone's safety. Dino and his companions decided to temporarily retreat to the control room. Their plan was to rescue Zegion once they gauged the enemy's strength. They were aware that hastily entering the room without a plan would result in defeat. As a united front, they moved in unison. Zelanus moved with an unimaginable speed, targeting a single individual, Apito, who was being held by Geld. Despite Geld stepping forward to shield Apito, his efforts were in vain. Zelanus carelessly struck Apito with his slender secondary arm, rendering her beaten. Even Geld, known for his unparalleled defense, succumbed to unconsciousness after a seemingly nonchalant blow from Zelanus, who appeared far from serious. While the shocking reality of Zegion's defeat was hard to grasp, the immediate priority was to distance themselves from this perilous situation. "Don't worry, we've shifted the resurrection point," Ramirez's reassuring voice echoed, and indeed, the resurrection bracelet glowed on everyone's arms, a testament to the measures taken amidst the chaos. Dino contemplated the trust they were given so readily, considering they were enemies just moments ago. Fleeing together might not earn their trust, especially if they couldn't resist Feldway, and returning to the others might not be the wisest choice. In that moment, Dino decided to display his resolve. "Pico, Gracia, will you stand with me?" "Absolutely. We knew you'd ask." Having known each other since ancient times, Pico and Gracia joined Dino, weapons drawn. Mai, too, stood behind them with her crescent bow poised for action. Zelanus glanced at Dino and the others, recognizing them as Feldway's associates. Feldway's men, huh? Did you betray him?" "He's the one who betrayed us." "That's right. He manipulated us and everything. Real scumbag. If you're planning to face us, Zelanus, be prepared." Though it was a bold display, the trio had little confidence in their chances. Their hopes lay in the slim possibility that Zelanus might reconsider the confrontation. However, such bravado wouldn't sway Zelanus. "Ridiculous. If you hand her over to me, I'll let you go." The woman in question is Apito, and Dino infers that Zelanus wants her because she is part of their group. Upon further thought, Dino realizes that Zegion is still alive not because Zelanus couldn't kill him, but because Zelanus intends to bring him back. Zelanus is aware that killing Zegion within the labyrinth will lead to his resurrection. In contrast, outside the labyrinth, Zelanus could permanently eliminate them. It seems that Zelanus might be considering adding both Zegion and Apito to his group, but it's clear that such a scenario would bring about complications. Whether we kill them or join them, it doesn't make a difference. If they manage to take us out of the labyrinth, our defeat is certain, thought Dino, and he was correct. Zelanus considered it inconsequential. Zegion and Apito belonged to Zelanus Sephiroth, the King of Life. Their power could be obtained by killing them, or alternatively, waiting for them to mature and become subordinates. However, Zelanus' influence did not extend to them within the labyrinth, necessitating their removal to the outside world. Anyone obstructing this plan would be swiftly dealt with, as Zelanus possessed that capability. So, it mattered not who stood against him. "I won't allow it, King of the Insects," someone intervened, unafraid of Zelanus. "Diablo!" Dino exclaimed with joy. Though Diablo would be a detestable foe, he proved to be a much more reliable ally. Even in the face of Zelanus' despair, Diablo seemed unfazed. Diablo regarded Dino with a cold gaze. "You're a nuisance, Dino. Get everyone to safety." Casually, Diablo positioned himself in front of Zelanus, initiating the clash between Diablo, the King of Black, and Zelanus, the King of Bugs. I'd like to give a big shout out to my top Patreon supporters: Big Boy J, Cheesebean, Kevin Matthew, Davon, Corrido, Jason Torres, and Edward Balestream. I also want to acknowledge our top commenter of the week. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back with more content soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button.